Yeah, I don't know. Things started good. Things ended bad. It was a week of Sharks hockey. Let's get this rolling. But of course, you may be part of the show. Hit us up on all the social media platforms. You can help us out monetarily by either hitting us up in the super chat. You can Venmo us at Tealtown USA. You can like, subscribe, and do all the YouTube things that you know you're supposed to do at this point. It's what it is. Let's get this thing going. AJ, it's me. It's AJ. It's the Pucknologists.
It was a fun week.
It was, yeah, it started good. I mean, I've had a great week because the World Juniors are still going, and
Dude, why is the attendance in the state of hockey so poor?
Because we'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay.
I have thoughts.
You have some things to say?
Yeah, I have some thoughts.
All right. Maybe we talk about the Sharks first.
We can talk about the Sharks first. I need to put it out to the YouTube people. I need it to stop snowing. Like, I know snow is like something that is a bargain that we've made.
Really?
Being geography says that we're going to get a lot of snow, but man, it won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, and I'm just kind of tired.
Can't stop, addicted to it. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. So, I mean, 3 games this week, the Sharks. Well, the bizarre thing is, like, they went, tell me I'm wrong, they went 2-1. It felt like they went like 0-3. Like that's how the week felt. Like they figured out 2 victories.
Yeah.
But good God, it didn't seem like they should have won any of those games. It's very bizarre.
I mean, credit, like, this is where the team is different than last year's, right? Like, they can hang in games with teams. Now, look at against the Lightning, that wasn't so great, but the Lightning are so good, and they've been on a roll. Good. They're so good. But no, I mean, look at they start the week with a 5-4 victory against the Anaheim Ducks in Anaheim. Lukas Dostal has not been the same since his injury. He gets chased early in this one. Askarov obviously starting in goal for the Sharks. He makes 38 saves on 42 shots.
Despite
one
of the dumbest fucking plays to ever be made behind a goal net. But go ahead.
Yeah, like he just he makes a lot of saves when he's in the net to make them. Sometimes he just throws the puck out in front and is not in the net, and you can't make a save there.
What the fuck was he doing?
Yeah, I don't know. He is absolutely an adventure when handling the puck. You want, like, and here's the thing, right? Like, you want your goalie to have some ability to handle the puck. But Jesus Christ, dude, it just seems like every time he has come more than 5 feet outside of the crease of the net, it's just been a horror show. And it's very much kind of like, we're going to take a stretch of rope. We're going to tie one end to the post, the other end to your ankle. And it has been very much a Steve Dangle, if you're going to be a goaltender, tend the goal. Stop doing that. And I see that shit, and I'm, for the most part, I've enjoyed what Askarov has brought to the San Jose net, but there have been these little pieces where it's just a reminder of, like, Marty Turco. Mm-hmm. There's been a couple pieces where you sit there and go, what the fuck are you doing? Stop it. And so hopefully, whether it's Nabby or, let's be honest, if they're like, hey, Carey, you got something better to do today? Let's get Carey Price out of the fucking woodwork. We own his contract. And then isn't there Ryan Miller? Ryan Miller is
right?
in the goaltending group. Yep.
So I feel like line up Nabby, Miller, Price,
and like they all are just like sitting there. Have you ever seen the movie Airplane, where
Yes.
like the person, they weren't sure what was wrong with them, and it was like, okay, I speak jive, and then it's like a line of people that are like with a baseball bat and all that. Like, I'll get through to this person. Like, that's what needs to happen. I feel like with Askarov, because and we'll get into it when we do our stock up and stock down, but the fact that he was so just like abhorrent in October, and then was just like numero uno in November, and then since that blowout versus the Capitals literally a calendar month ago, and has been dog shit since then, you're just kind of like, the fuck are we doing here, guys? I don't know. We're gonna get there.
Get there.
Dude, Sharks, the fact that the Sharks were able to pull out a victory in that game, really?
Yes, they were
13
outplayed
shots
massively.
on goal,
Yeah.
man. 13 shots on goal. Are you kidding?
Yeah. They they got pretty badly outplayed in this game. This is a game where if like if Dostal doesn't spot them a bunch of goals to start the game, I don't know how successful the Sharks would have been in it. But you know what? To their credit, they were 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Celebrini with another 3-point game. Chernyshov keeps his point extravaganza going. It's been fun. Mario Ferraro, Eklund, and Ostapchuk also getting goals in this game. Good deal.
Well, anytime that Mario Ferraro gets a goal, you're like, if they don't get the win, like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
That was, but Askarov, the thing that needs to be
to his
noted,
credit, like, he made a ton of saves in this game. Like,
shit ton of saves, still just a 905 save percentage, and his best save percentage between December 3rd and January 3rd. And we'll get to that in stock up, stock down, but that was his best game. And the fact that he called himself a fucking idiot in the post game. Woo.
Yeah. So I mean that's that game. The Sharks would go on. They would play the Minnesota Wild. They were at home for this one.
Dude, I got to tell you, I don't know what was more fun this season, this Wild game or that comeback versus the Penguins. Like,
that
these
was good
were
too.
These were
I think all the
so
games
close.
they play against the Wild have been fun.
That's the thing. If you put them all together, and the fact that they swept Minnesota, and if anybody tries to sit there and say, "Oh, I call them Quinnesota," I will punch you in the face. Well, dude, the Quinnesota thing needs to end. But the fact they played the Wild 3 times this year and beat them all three times. Are you kidding me? Hello. Oh, let me get that tail. But dude, unbelievable that they were able to pull that off. Like, and the fact that they outshot them, like Minnesota, this might have been one of the worst games the Wild played all season.
Yeah. Again, so Chernyshov opens the scoring. Skinner scores. Celebrini scores the third and the tying.
Well, because Celebrini puts up points every game, but go ahead.
Correct. Yeah, Celebrini another 2-point game. Chernyshov a 2-point game. Askarov 20 of 23. 20 saves on 23 shots, 870 save percentage. But again, like, he made a lot of big saves in this one because the Wild definitely came. And yay, who scored? PJ Ginla. All right.
But I look at this game, and this is the one that you think about all the horrible times last season where they were either tied or had the lead in the third and pissed it away. This game, you sit there, like, if we're being honest, we're going to sit there and go, all right, watch this. Let's see how the Sharks figure out how to blow this. And they pulled it off. They get did they have to go all the way to the shootout? Sure. But either way, doesn't matter. They found the way to win. And at that point, I was very much kind of like, is this like the perfect example of the Sharks learning, showing us all that they have learned how to win a game when, if we're honest, they probably should not have, but this going back to our season preview where I was very bullish, very optimistic, saying, you think about all those games last year that going into the third, they were either tied, down a goal, hell, up a goal.
Yeah.
And they screwed the pooch. And this year, what is it? I think it's 20 wins, 14 of them have only come by one goal. We all know last season, they would have lost half of those. So yeah. I'm very happy with that. And the big thing about this Wild win, special teams, which have been not great, but on this one, power play goes 1 for 1, PK goes 1 for 1, and the fact that they won by a goal in the shootout, they kind of shit the bed a little bit on the back end, but that was the key. Last year, dude, they would have lost that game 3-1.
Yep.
Or 3-2. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with
celebrating too. I mean, obviously,
well, yeah,
celebrating,
huge fucking difference.
He's such a that kid refuses to lose. He's been such a difference. He's factored into, I think I saw a stat yesterday where he's factored into over 50% of the Sharks offense.
I think it's more than that, to be honest. I think it's like 52 or something like that. It's like 51.7 or something like that. You know what I mean?
51.8 or something like that.
Yeah, dude, it's so stupid silly, and we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Chernyshov, though, again, just keeps getting points. Obviously didn't get points in the Lightning game, but
no, you know what? I gotta say, I'm not happy with Chernyshov because by the time he reached his 8th game, he didn't score a point.
Yeah,
how are you gonna score in 7 straight games and then not score in the 8th one? That's fucked up, man. Send him down.
Send him down. It's gonna be fascinating though. This team can't get healthy, which works to, I think, Mike Greer's benefit, because he's had a lot of things that are just kind of there on the periphery, but now you're kind of like, okay, now you have to do something. And but this team can't stay healthy.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how the Sharks deal with a healthy roster. Cannot wait.
They'll never get there at this rate.
It'd be funny. It's like, it's weird. We couldn't figure out a way to fly Misa back, so he's just gonna stay. No.
Oh my god, man! We have inspired a YouTube name. Look at this. We have the teal curtain coming in. Greer's gonna cook up something. I know he doesn't have a great track record, but Peg noticed linked us to Cairo, which would be nice. Might cost a lot, but also could score 40 potentially. Jordan Cairo would be an interesting ad. I don't know if the Sharks are gonna buy though. I'd be really.
That's the thing.
We're buying.
You know what, Teal Curtain? We're going to talk about that in a little bit, because I think at this point we're at the halfway mark, literally. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I cannot wait to see how, because let's be honest, the previous 3 seasons, when it got to the 41 game mark, it was very much kind of like, so who's the first motherfucker, that's going to be shipped out because no one's sticking around, and
yeah.
And now the thing that really gets you is I'm over at my buddy's house earlier today. We're watching a couple football games because we're sitting there going, buddy of mine's a big Broncos fan and I'm a Niners fan. There's somebody else a fan of a different team, or we're kind of okay. All these different situations, we're rooting for weird things, because it has nothing to do, oh, well, shit, root for the Cardinals because we don't want the Rams to win because that helps the Niners, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm sitting there right in the middle of it. It's like, wait a minute, Wennberg signed a 3-year fucking contract. What?
Oh, no. Yeah.
So I was like, well, that'll be fun to talk about tonight, which we will get to in a little bit. But let's get to
to yesterday's game, which
Yeah.
was holy crap, fucking shit.
Ruben's kind of leads us in. Trini went on a heater. Regenda got a hat trick. Tough time to be a Sharks GM.
Yeah, dude, you are not wrong, man. You are not fucking wrong. And imagine if Misa remained healthy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But-
so 7-3, the Sharks lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
And
Pavel
if we're being
Regenda's the-
honest, 7-3 makes that game
generous.
seem closer than it actually was.
yeah, this was one of the.
It was horrible.
They got handled. This game, that they got handled. They've been handled in a couple of
Askarov-
other games, but this one was super
Dude,
rough.
Askarov got yanked within like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible. 3 goals in 3 minutes, yanked for Ned after playing 6:46. Holy shit. And this is the 3rd time that Askarov has been pulled in a calendar month.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprises me though. Like, look at, it's good. Like, obviously, like Askarov's getting a ton of experience, which is important, right? Again, like I think we have to remember, like this is his rookie season. This is his first full season of NHL hockey, right? There's gonna be bumps in the road, but I am a little bit surprised with how little Nedeljkovic has been used.
Well, I mean, but if you think about it, though, over the course of like the last calendar month,
Right, there has been a lot of time
did get a stretch because Askarov was like under the weather, I guess. So he got that stretch, and during that stretch, he played. I don't want to like he wasn't, like nobody was going to be handing him the Vezina, but if you look at the numbers,
yeah.
he was playing better than Askarov during that month of December. So you just kind of go, ooh, I don't know what. And again, we'll get to that when we go stock up, stock down. But this game against the Lightning, it's just so weird because you get that 7-1 blowout at the beginning of December versus the Capitals, and they follow that up that there is a 3-game stretch where they win 3 in a row. And then when was it against Vegas? Like, November, I don't know, 20th ish, somewhere in there, 25th, somewhere in there. They lose to Vegas. I think it might have been like the game just before the Thanksgiving break. And what happens? They come out of that. The Sharks win 3 in a row, including that redonkulous Minnesota game.
Yes.
And so I'm interested to see how the Sharks are going to respond after just completing let's be honest, a colossal soiling of the sheets against Tampa. Let's see what they do. And the weird thing is, between now and the Olympic break, go look at the schedule, because it's all sorts of stupid where they're going to play back-to-back games, then they're off for 2 days, then back-to-back games, then they're off for 3 days, then back-to-back games, and they're off for it's between now and the Olympic break, they have a stupid schedule.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they're going to use that to their benefit, if at all. But this game against the Lightning, again, Askarov, 3 goals in 3 minutes. Yanked for Ned after playing just 6:46. It's their 3rd blowout in a calendar month. Look, Amelia, the girl who was doing the chatter, the Sharks goal, boys, this Pavel Regenda. Honey, Amelia, I think you're a fantastic person. You don't need to scream at us to manufacture energy. If the Sharks score, there's going to be energy. You don't need to scream at us like we have parked in a handicap space. Like, bring
He's
it
just
down.
trying to mimic the gentleman that normally does it.
But see, Danny Miller, he just, that's the thing. It's if Regenda scores, it's Sharks goal, Pavel Regenda, his 2nd of the game. You have a little bit of a guttural thing to it,
But Amelia, and again, I'm sure she is a lovely, lovely person. But you go and look at Reddit, you look at Twitter. I'm not the only one that just sits there and goes, honey, you're awesome, but you don't have to sit there and go, Sharks go! But like, fucking dial it down.
I think she's trying to keep it consistent.
There's a different, and again, I'm sure she's a lovely, lovely person. I would buy her dinner any day of the week. It's just like, oh, babe, screaming at people does not equal energy. Like, listen to Danny Miller. And you know what the really funny thing is? Somebody brought this up to me. They sent me a message. The Penguins game a month ago when the Sharks came back, down 5-1 and won 6-5 or whatever, like the stupidest comeback ever. That was a watch party in Felton, which is maybe about 6-7 miles inland from Santa Cruz, the beach and everything like that. And we were at the Laughing Monk Brewery watching the game. It was an official Sharks watch party. Danny Miller, the normal voice of the Sharks, was there. And now, granted, I've known the guy for like 30 years when I used to work with him when he would do some shit at Cheers. And for whatever reason, the person that was like trying to keep up with what was happening in the game on the computer, like their connection was ass.
Okay.
And I had the media NHL thing on my phone. And so I just held it up to Danny, and I'm like, dude, here you go. You can call it out. Because they try to make it kind of like a similar experience to being at a Sharks game. So he looks at it and he's like, and he's staring at the phone. He's like, Sharks goal, number 71, Celebrini, number 2, Will Smith. And shit, what's that say? Oh yeah, that he's trying to look at it. He's like, oh yeah. And then it got to the point where when they hit that, I think it was like the third goal when they were coming back, because I think at that point we were all at the tap room. We're like, yeah, the Sharks. Hey, you know what? Good try. There's no way they're coming back from. And of course they did. But at one point, Danny just handed me the mic and he's like, you do it. You've got it in front of you. Go ahead. And I was like, and I'm like, all right. And I'm sitting there going, well, I guess I'm going to do my best Danny Miller. So I'm like, Sharks goal, Gaudet, Kurashev, and, at whatever it was, like 12:29 of the third. And at that point, Danny just looks at me and goes, do you want to do the rest of this? He was like, go ahead, dude, you're fucking awesome. It's so fun. I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of like, yeah, but the thing is, when I did it, I wasn't sitting there going, Sharks, I wasn't like screaming my guts out. It was just like, you can say it, you can have energy in your voice without screaming. So I'm just saying, Amelia, we love you. I'm sure you're a great person. Dial it down. Muldowney, that was the shitty thing about this game. Skated for 5 minutes, and somehow
-3 out.
a -3 and skating for 5.5 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? And from what
they
I
need
understand,
to get him back. They need to get him off his offside.
Yes.
They're not doing him any favors by continuing to play him on his offside.
And from what I understand, did he even? I think if you go and look at Shang, I don't even know that he was part of. Did he even skate today?
No.
Yikes. That is a huge yikes. But then again, you know what? Muldowney, I mean, is he able to be sent down?
No, he'd have to clear waivers, I believe.
Because I got to tell you, not impressed through half this season.
Neither have I. And I like last show, I don't want to completely rehash it, but I've been pretty down on him as well. I do think there are some factors playing on his offside has not helped him at all, but I just think his problems are so much more than that. Yeah. But I think if you can fix the simple things, you should probably do that. and playing him on his proper side and trying to see if someone else can flex to their offside is probably a move.
Job one, right?
Yeah.
Regenda, dude, gets a fucking hat trick. Is that to you like, yay? Like, how do we turn him into a trade piece?
Yeah,
or
I
is
think
this a guy that you're like, you know what? He obviously wanted to get moved out of the Anaheim system because he thought he would get more of an opportunity with the Sharks. I mean, is this a guy you're just like, okay, I can see like next year, the year after that, him playing bottom
he's
six?
a guy right now. See, here the thing with Pavel Regenda is he's taking advantages of the opportunities that I don't think Ethan Cardwell's taken very good advantage of this year.
Well, hell yeah.
Right. Because I kind of put I see them in very similar players when you're talking about what their NHL potential is. Like a Pavel Regenda, I think, is a bottom six guy who can flex onto your second line. Like I don't think I would put him on your first line for any extended period of time. But he's a guy that can flex anywhere in your bottom nine, right? Second, third, fourth line. He can play in all three of those situations.
It's, if I remember correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, he's 26, 27?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark, which, you know, is not horrible. Like, if you're a good player, that's like you coming right into your prime. And so I want to know where he's at in that regard. But this is a guy that I would say Regenda is a guy who should be your bottom six. Clearly has a chip on his shoulder, which, of course, love to see it. Is this a guy who is going to play, I don't know, Kurashev, Skinner, what, you know, some of those guys? Is he going to play them out of a spot that makes Greer move one of those guys? I would love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, because he's a guy, like, I think he's a guy who, like, he can kind of flex in and he can kind of flex around the lineup a little bit. I don't know where he would fit on a good team.
Yeah, and that's always the question. So he's a solid Swiss Army knife on a current Sharks team.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, well, if Mike Greer moves out Gaudet or Kurashev or Skinner, it's kind of, well, Regenda's here. You know what I mean? Like, is it really that much of a difference? So it helps in that regard. I just sit there and go, you know what, Regenda, you like that. Maybe this was the game of your life that you got that hat trick in a 7-3 loss.
So here's the thing with Pavel Regenda, right? Is it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him because unless if the injuries stay the situation and he manages to stay on the roster, he's a Group 6 UFA, which means if he doesn't get, I don't know how many more games he would need.
But either way, he gone.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing like when Mike Easamon, he's that situation where it's a situation where if he doesn't get enough NHL games, he will become an unrestricted free agent, and then you.
Funny thing is, though, there is a decent amount of people. I might be one of them that kind of would have liked to have seen the Sharks held on to Easamon at least for one more season. You know what I mean?
I
know,
but he was gone. Like he was an unrestricted free agent.
Keep him.
Well, I mean, but what are you going to do, right? Like,
I don't know.
And
what are you going to do, Ian?
So
Get
Pavel
on your
Regenda is in a similar situation where I don't know how many more games he would need to get out of that to go back to RFA status.
Yeah, it's so tough, dude.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. He could be a guy that you flip at the deadline, but again, I don't know how much value he will have with the pending UFA situation being what it is.
So the point with Regenda is just kind of like that. And again, we're sitting here at the halfway mark, and you see now, and that's the other thing. Say that Smith doesn't get injured, or Misa doesn't get injured, or whoever that the Sharks aren't dealing with the injuries that they're dealing with. Does Regenda even get a fucking look? You know what I mean?
No, probably not.
Yeah. So
maybe though, because of where they have called people up, like Will Smith getting injured made like Igor Chernyshov isn't here if Will Smith doesn't get hurt.
No.
Right.
But you talk about Chernyshov.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about a guy who has made the fucking most out of his opportunity. Good.
Yeah.
Gracious.
No, 100%. Yeah. He's, again, it's going to be an interesting situation to see what happens with him.
What happened was,
because, again, he's getting up to a point where you're talking about burning the first year of his entry level contract.
Well, and the fact that it's like, I don't know how many times where like Ian and I, or I'm sorry, you're Ian, Puck Guy, or not Puck Guy. What's the guy's name? Hockey Jerk. Well, Hockey Jerk and I have talked about the idea of, well, you don't want to burn a guy, small sample size or whatever. Dude, if you're going to play 8-9 games and you're going to average a point per game, chances are you're not fucking going anywhere. You're here to stay.
Oh, and I think he should be like,
absolutely. Me
I think like, look is his game like this perfect game? No, but I think he's shown that he can learn at this level.
But it still comes to the fact he can learn at this level because maybe he has already owned the level underneath, right?
Yeah, he was the driver on the Barracuda, 100%.
But you, and I think part of it is also, and this is something that I put on Twitter, that is Celebrini, that same kind of guy that when Jumbo came to the Sharks, all of a sudden you had different guys playing up with him, whether it was Nils Ekman, Nils Ekman, Jonathan Chichu, Mark Smith. There were some different people put on that quote unquote top line with Jumbo that all of a sudden looked like fucking world beaters. That if they were, if they were on a line with anybody else, look like, fourth liners at best.
I mean, Chichu won the Rocket.
And I feel like Celebrini is that same kind of guy. And that's what I put on Twitter. It was just like, he has that same talent that Jumbo had, that he can
elevate people for sure.
Absolutely. He can make guys that are mid look like, holy shit, look at this fucking guy. Because you go back and run those numbers with Chichu that first year.
He won the Rocket.
Like a month, he won the Rocket. But if you look at the numbers, like Chichu had played, I think it was like 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks of the season. Like they brought in Jumbo like November 30th or whatever. The first 6 weeks, Chichu had like 6 goals.
Yeah.
And then he scored 50.
Yes. And then was never going to
Jumbo got here, right? And then after that, nobody had ever heard from the guy again.
Well, so here's the thing with Jonathan Chichu. Jonathan Chichu couldn't skate to begin with.
No.
After double hernia surgery,
crazy legs.
Yeah, and then he has double hernia surgery the summer after he wins the Rocket, and obviously was never the same again.
But my point being is that Celebrini seems to have that similar talent that Jumbo had, where he can elevate people that are put on his line. Even though like any other fucking squad in the like he's a third liner at best. All of a sudden, let's throw him with Celebrini and see what happens. And holy shit, look at this fucking guy.
Yeah, and I would say like so. I think the one thing is that with there is like, so some people are like, okay, well, because Chernishov's obviously been playing with Celebrini. It's like, well, but like from what I've seen of him play on the Barracuda, like,
well, dude, Igor is a mountain of a man.
Correct.
And that's what I appreciate. And I'm sorry to say it, like, as talented as Macklin Celebrini is, not the biggest guy.
No.
He is not. It's Crosby, bigger. McDavid, bigger. McKinnon, bigger. All bigger than him.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, it's like, oh, fuck, you're going to throw out this Chernyshov guy who's kind of like, me know how to stand in front of net and tip puck.
He can muscle people off the puck. He's great. I love Chernyshov.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, can you imagine Selly with Cherney and Smith. Are you
It'd
fucking
be stupid.
serious?
Line would be dumb.
Dude, that would be like the funnest fucking top line to watch. And then you see, we'll talk about Wennberg's extension in a little bit, but it's like, and then underneath that, you got Wennberg, Toffoli, and Eklund. Are you fucking serious? We haven't even talked about Graf yet. Like, oh my God, like this is going to be so much fun. And of course, we'll get to it in a few minutes. It comes down to this horrific blue line. But
Yeah,
anyway.
it really does. Yeah, a lot of rough stuff in this game. Obviously, Celebrini takes a little bit of punishment from JJ Mosier. I didn't think there was anything a little, but I mean, like the hit that really kicked it off.
What's it? Mosier?
Yeah,
What
JJ
a pussy! And the fact
you think that you think he was supposed to fight? You think he was supposed to fight? Fucking Reeves. Are you? He's like, there's like a 40-pound difference.
No.
There.
I don't think he was supposed to fight. It was when Eklund came knocking and he refused to take his gloves off.
So did Eklund.
And then you go, yeah, but that's not Eklund's job.
No,
like,
but if you're gonna go in there
waiting.
but if you're gonna go in there and start like throwing punches,
I would have
obviously,
liked to have seen Eklund like drop him just to show
100%.
that Mosier was a fucking huge pussy.
If you're gonna go in and start it though, which Eklund did, you're the one that's supposed to drop the gloves.
Yeah, drop him.
And then if he would have dropped the gloves, I'm sure Mosier would have applied. I don't want Eklund to do that.
I don't know that he would have.
I think he
really
would.
don't know because
he's
love
not going
the
to take off
fact-
the. If he takes off the thing is if he takes off the gloves and Eklund doesn't, then Mosier somehow.
Yeah, but at that point, what Tampa was up like 5-1, 5-2 at that point.
Sure.
So what the fuck does it matter? No, to me, Mosier was a bitch in this, and I love the fact that Barclay Goodrow was sitting next to who was it? Reeves and was it of Stopchuck or whatever.
Yeah.
Just all sitting in the box and just looking over at Hagel. And Mosier, I don't know who the other guys, but just looking at Mosier going, dude, you never fucking took your gloves off. You fucking pussy. And I love the fact that, and I will tell you, but I've like bumped into Barclay Goodrow more than a couple times. And I am not in any way questioning his manhood. Like,
no, neither am I.
He would look at me and say, if I said one thing,
100%.
If I sat there and said anything and go, you should play for another team, he would put me on my ass in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But I will say, I easily have like 3, 4, 5 inches in height on Barclay Goodrow. And that Mosier guy looked like he had about 2, 3, 4 inches and Goodrow was just chirping, you're a pussy. You wouldn't take off your gloves. Like, you can sit here and chirp all you want. You didn't lose your gloves. Shut the fuck up. You're a pussy. Unless you drop your gloves, you're a bitch.
The problem is the guy who finally grabs a hold of him is Ryan Reeves. And like, so I understand everyone's like, oh, that's what, you're not going to fight Ryan Reeves. Now, like, yeah, no, he's 40 pounds like less than Ryan Reeves. He's not going to fight Ryan Reeves.
Either way, like
that would have been a
and
massacre.
The fact that Tampa, those players that were involved were all fucking looking at the scoreboard and crying, go, what are you coming after us when we're up by 4 goals? Or what? We're coming after you because you went after our best player, you fucking bitch. And like, if anything, if I would have been Ryan Reeves, I would have been like, dude, you better put Kurashev or Kucherov in fucking bubble wrap right now because I'm going to fucking put him through the glass as soon as I'm out of the box. Like, if you're going to go out there, and I go back to, what's that movie? Oh, shit. What's the movie? Not Goodfellas, but I can't remember the movie. I can remember the line. Huh?
The Untouchables?
The Untouchable, yeah. They put one of yours in the hospital. You put one of theirs in the morgue.
Yeah.
And that is what the Sharks needed to do in that game. And I liked their response, but I will say, at that point, I think the Sharks could have responded harder and really been like, no. As soon as Reeves came out, whether it was fucking Kucherov or Hagel or Mosier, it should have been like Reeves should have just fucking been parked out there going, like literally in front of the Tampa Bay bench going, all right, which one of you 3 bitches are coming out? Because I'm going to fucking pummel you.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking Rochambeau. I don't care which one. I'm going to fucking bury your ass.
Yeah, I mean,
for
Mosier
going
should have
after a
fought
top
somebody.
guy.
Obviously, he's not going to fight Ryan Reeves. That's not.
But he should have went after somebody, and he should have dropped the gloves. He was a fucking huge pussy. That was a huge puss move.
Yeah.
But anyway, first game that Chernyshov doesn't get a point, which everybody goes, oh no! But we'll all make it through. I don't think
like Tampa Bay's quietly one of the best teams in the league right now.
Absolutely.
They're not getting enough attention because when you. Yeah, I mean they're not getting much attention because
nobody's going to get any attention right now when you look at what Colorado's doing.
Well, not even that, but even if you look in the East, like you look down the standings and you're like, oh, Lightning, they're they're third in the Atlantic, right?
Or the fact that it's like Detroit's doing what?
Right. But then you look at the goal, like I think they have the best goal differential in the Eastern Conference. They do.
Gee, with Vasilevsky, who knew?
Well, they score a lot of goals too, right? Like it's not like they don't.
Sure.
But yeah, Vasilevsky obviously helps keep pucks out of the net.
Yeah.
But I mean, but still, I mean, when you look at, I think that's the fascinating thing that fascinates me this year is just how many teams are negative goal differentials.
Dude, literally everybody in the Pacific Division, top to bottom, every fucking Pacific Division team has a negative goal differential.
It's something else.
That's fucking crazy. Oh, wait a minute. I'm being told I am massively overreacting. That hit wasn't that bad. What hit are we talking about, Ricky? I'm curious. What are we talking about? The hit on the
last hit on Celebrini was fine. It was the cross-checking earlier that pissed everyone off. The hit was fine. I agree. It was a clean hit.
I'm not saying that the hit wasn't clean. My point is we have seen a Sharks team for a couple years that I don't care who it was, whether it was Eklund's first season. I mean, there are definitely a few different guys on the Sharks that other teams would take liberties with, and the Sharks would be like, "Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Yeah. We'll sit. Let us know when you're done." And fuck that. And so to see the Sharks, to see that heavy, and to see Eklund fucking answer the bell that quickly, like my respect threshold for Eklund, like went up really high. And then to see Ostapchuk and Reeves come out there and just start headhunting. And I am not a headhunting kind of a guy. And based on the score, based on what was happening in the game, how it was being played, I was very much kind of like, at that point, I was like, you know what? If I'm Ryan Reeves, I'm just going to fucking skate head on towards their bench and just be like, oops, and fucking like take out 4 of their guys. Like, oh, I went over the fucking board
again.
Huh?
Oh, they have a guy. I can remember his name right now, but it's gonna be they're definitely gonna have someone to fight Reeves next game. I can't remember his name.
Good, but I would have Sean Avery the shit out of that. Anyway, the funny thing about the end of the Lightning Sharks game yesterday was the fact that if you watched the Sharks broadcast, that half of the post game, Jamal Mayers, they couldn't figure out how to get the audio working, which was just like a huge red flag of maybe we need to stop doing these fucking like post game, pre games where like the one person is in another country. Like, let's just fucking get like Mark Smith or Dan Boyle, whoever. Let's do the shit locally. I thought that was really funny. And God love Al for trying to power through because it wasn't good. But in the post game, holy crap, Ryan Reeves had some stellar fucking post game quotes after the Lightning game. We've been talking about the response after the Celebrini hit, and Reeves said that's got to be the response when you go after one of the best in the NHL. And the really funny thing is, I don't know if it was on, might have been Reddit, might have been Twitter, but man, there's a couple people that are outside of the, I don't know, I guess the Sharks bubble going, why is it that everybody thinks Celebrini is like, you know, the best player ever? And I'm like, bitch, do you not remember everything about McDavid or Crosby or whatever? It's like
more Crosby. He's more Crosby than McDavid.
Sure. Well, see, but I remember a lot of fucking Connor, you know, Collar McBroken. I can't believe they touched Connor and blah, blah, you know, and it's like, hey, the shit moves around. So, dude, I remember a couple years ago when fucking, who was the cat for, oh, Jesus Christ, for the Ducks that did the Michigan? Was that Zegras?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was just, oh my God, Zegras is the next fucking Sidney Crosby. Look at all that fancy shit he's doing. And what happened? Didn't work out. Blah, blah, blah. But either way, it's just like, there's a few people that are fucking just like, oh my God, everybody's trying to suck off Macklin right now, and he hasn't done anything. And it's like, yeah, he's been in the league for a year and a half. What the fuck is your issue? But anyway.
Sorry, Ruben. Yeah. So, yeah, I was thinking of Scotty Sabrin. Yeah. Former Barracuda, Scott Sabrin. I think he'll probably be in the lineup next, and him and Reeves will probably have a go the next time they play, which I think is on the 20th.
Which I fucking hope so.
That'd be fine.
So the other thing that was really funny is following the Tampa Sharks, well, I don't want to say following, but during Tampa Lightning yesterday, there was a shit ton of chirping and shit talking going back and forth in the box. So you had like Reeves, Goodrow, Ostapchuk. I mean, there was somebody else in the fucking box for San Jose. I'm sure Eric will throw it in there. And then on the other side, you had like what, fucking Hagel, and like you had so many. There was a lot of fucking back and forth, just jabberjawing. And the really funny thing, post game, Ryan Reeves. And despite, like what I said earlier, there's clearly a camera stuck right on Goodrow's face, you know, screaming out at the other side going, you're a fucking pussy. You wouldn't drop the gloves. You're a fucking pussy. Shut the fuck up, you know, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of that. And then after the game, you get the beat writers saying, you know, seemed like, gentlemen, seemed like you were having a lot of interesting discussions while you were in the penalty box. Can you share any of, you know, what you were saying? And Ryan Reeves goes, oh, just wishing him a happy new year.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I don't think that is what Goodrow was saying, but sure. But to Reeves' credit, 41 games in, he's saying, I still believe we're making the playoffs. Just got to clean up some things. And you know what? On one hand, I'm kind of like, yes. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, well, what if the other teams that
clean
are
up some things?
Yeah. What if the other teams that are like right around you also decide to clean up some shit? That's it. But from what I understand, on the back end of the schedule, the Sharks have a pretty an easier than most schedule based on winning percentage so far. Again, it still comes back to the whole idea of, well, what if the other teams clean up some shit?
I see. My response to that is always that maybe like the teams in front, maybe on paper, like it's weaker, but the games get harder the longer the season goes.
Sure, but to be fair, everybody's getting a 3-week break in February.
Yeah, but all those good players are going to keep playing. Like,
and we'll see, and that's the other thing. All the good players are going to keep playing.
They're not going to miss a beat.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And so you want to hit the injury update then for right now?
Yeah, so Klingberg it was not going to be in any game this week. So said Ryan Roslovsky. This is all from Shang. Desharnais could come back as soon as the Columbus game, and I have never thought there would be a world where I'd be pining for fucking Vinny Desharnais to be back in the lineup. But man, am I excited for Vinny Desharnais to get back in this lineup? Jesus Christ.
Anything that keeps Letty out, I'm good with.
Correct. Yes, correct. And not only that, but get fucking Jakir Mukamadulin, if he wasn't day to day, on his fucking proper side of the puck.
You're right.
So unfortunately, day to day again, it feels like it's been like between him and Liljegren, it's like what now?
Who?
Smith, obviously week to week, although they expect that he could be back before the Olympic break. And Kurashev, they're not so sure. Also week to week.
See, you know what though? The way that I'm trying to massage this, it's the idea of Chernyshov to me is a guy who is looking at that Smith injury going, I'm going to make every Shark fan forget about Will Smith. You know what I mean? Like, he out there, and I sent it to a Puck guy, and I'm like, Chernyshov, Celebrini, CNC Goal Factory, baby. Like, keep it fucking up. The fact that he, through his first 8-9 games, is averaging a point per game?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious? And now, granted, I don't think he's going to be able to maintain that. I don't think anybody would say he would maintain that. But it's just fun to watch when you consider that a year ago, the first 41 games of the season, Smith kind of fumbled his way. You know, in the first half of the season, it took him a little bit of time to figure out his game, and it was kind of like, oh, fuck. Okay, how do you play wing again? Because I'm so used to being, I'm so used to being a center. Let's try this wing shit. And it took him some time to figure out how to do that wing thing and how to play with Macklin, and then he figured it out, and it was like, oh, my God. Second half of last season, it was all about Celebrini and Smith. Look at the fucking what do you call it? The merchandising from the show. It's been nothing but Smith and Celebrini. And I will tell you right now, Puck Guy is going to be working on some fucking Cherney and Celebrini. It's the CNC Goal Factory. You watch. Yeah. There's going to be some fucking merchandise being sold between now and September. But I love everything that is happening for the Sharks forward-wise and in net. It's the fucking blue line that makes me want to punch a bitch in the face.
Yeah.
And so with that, shall we move on to stock up, stock down?
Yeah, let's get through this. So we got stock up, stock down.
Is it stocked up, stock down, or Celebrini Letty?
You could go either way.
Right? Is that 6-7? Huh? All right, stock up. Go ahead.
I mean,
there's so many things to choose.
There's so many things to choose from here. I'll give it to Regenda. I think, again, his hat trick. He comes in, he gets a hat trick. He's come in, he's done really well. Like, every time he's been called up, I find like he's really made the most of it. He's been rewarded with power play time.
Reliable soldier.
Yeah, like, just, he did exactly what you want a guy called up in his situation to do. And I think it's, it a lot to be said. Igor Chernyshov obviously continues to impress. It's going to be fascinating to see, again, what they do when this team gets healthy, if they even blink when he gets close to 10 games, what's going to happen there. I'm fascinated to see what happens there. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. I mean, again, Celebrini's always stock up. Like, that's never going to change.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine what it's going to take for us to say Celebrini stock down. He's going to have to play like 4 games and have 1 point and be a -2. And we'd be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
For me, and I've got it, jotted down in the notes because it's just fun to, put the numbers in different frames. Celebrini, 8 games played, 16 points. Are you fucking kidding me? Averaging 2 points a game over the last 8. Chernyshov, 8 games played, 8 points. Point per game average. Are you fucking kidding? 3 goals, including a game-winning goal. Fuck you. Graf. Now, Graf, last 8 games played, 5 goals, 6 points, but 1 goal in his last 4 games. So, you look at the last 8 games, you go, those first 4 really good. The last 4, but you know what? He's also been moved a little bit because, trying to make space for some different guys. But either way, Graf has, I would say, been the top since Thanksgiving, maybe even since Halloween, top forward when it comes to being a penalty killer. Graf is great. My dude. William Eklund, last 4 games played, 2 goals, 4 points. Dig it. And that was a guy that I was kind of like, fuck, is Eklund kind of working his way down to the third line, that he's going to be like, that kind of third line, like it felt a little bit like early in the season where it's just kind of like, he's going to be that guy on the third line is going to be really awesome, defensively responsible, maybe gets that opportunity to get the shorthanded goal. I don't know. But over the last couple weeks, seems like he's pulled his head out of his ass a little bit. He's now in, I don't want to, okay, maybe I shouldn't say pulled his head out of his ass, because let's be honest, if he's out there with Wennberg and Toffoli, he's getting some good looks. But when they start, saying, well, hey, what do you think about playing with this guy and this guy? It's like, you got to find some chemistry. Either way, Eklund, you are stock up this week, and I'm spreading it around. Skinner, there are more than a few guys on social media that are like, that should be the first fucking guy the Sharks trade. And I got to say, I don't know that I'm disagreeing with you, but over the last 4 games, he has 3 points, including a goal. He's a +2. Then you get Regenda, first NHL hat trick, 100% in the faceoff circle, by the way. Mm-hmm. So you got to give him some love. And then finally, Iorio, his last 4 games, 2 points +3. And for anybody who's going to sit there and go, well, plus minus doesn't mean dick, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Go look at the video of the pregame with John Cooper, the head coach of Tampa. He had a lot of things to say, and some of that had to do with plus minus and it meaning something when it is a really good number, a really bad number. So for anybody who has, something to say about plus minus, go talk to John Cooper, then get back to me. And then finally, when it comes to stock up, stock down, Alex Wennberg getting a fucking 3-year extension after what? Just a couple years ago, Jesus Christ, couple days ago, being quoted. I can't remember if it was Shang or Pashelka or Max or whoever, but somebody had him on record on Twitter saying, Alex he's really enjoying his time in San Jose. He thinks that, the South Bay is just a cool hang and he'd like to be here. And I will tell you, a 31-year-old who has clearly carved out his talent to be the second line center. I was very much kind of like, is there not another team that you could have traded, made a deal to get, don't get me wrong, Ian, if Wennberg is 28, I'm all about this deal.
I think it's fine.
At 31, I kind of go. I think okay. Hold on. Let me see if you're kind of like me. I think it's fine because the prognosis, if you will, to use a doctoral term, the prognosis. I see Wennberg. He's going to be that second line center for the rest of this season.
Yep.
He will very, very, very likely be the second line center for most of next season, and then the next 2 years that he signed. The year after that, they're probably going to drop into 3, maybe 4, because somebody else is going to fit in there, whether it's Misa or Smith or whoever. And then by the time he hits that last year of his deal, that's the trade year, and that's also the year that Chief is going to be maybe trying to like step up his game a little bit to try to get to a cup team.
Yeah, I think it's fine because, like, one, you're still like, you can't just, again, you never want to just move.
I still feel like 3 years is too long.
I don't think it's too long because I think, look at on a contender, he is a 3C.
So, see, that's the whole thing. Is because it's 3 years, but is it 2.5 a year?
No, it's 6 million.
So what does that mean? So 3 a year?
No, it's 18 million. Like 18 million. It's 6 million a year. AAV.
6
Yeah, but
million a year.
Yes, but okay. So let's talk about that for a sec, because like people need to, like, when you look at players and when you look at value, you have to throw like flat cap values out the window. Those numbers don't apply anymore. So the guy you think is a $4 million player is probably now a $6 million player. The guy that was a $5 million player is now a $7 million player, because with the cap going up the way it is, the salaries are going to inflate. So I don't think 6 million is bad considering where the cap is going. I think there's a couple of things. Look at, we've had so many players when Hasso did his interview. How many players wanted to get the fuck out of here as quickly as humanly possible?
1,800.
It felt like that, didn't it? This is a guy who wants to be here.
Yeah, he is clearly. Well, okay, now hold on. That is kind of the funny thing about it, is that it's like literally, whether it was Shang or Pucknologists or whoever, like just 2 or 3 days ago, put out a thing about Wennberg, where it's like, well, we talked to Wennberg. He's really interested into, like, he thinks California is just A-okay and blah, blah, blah. And we'll see what happens. And then, it was just really funny to see if you, honestly, I'm going to just go out there and say it. I'm going to tell you that 2-3 days ago, when whether it was Shang or Pucknologists or Max or whoever that sat there and said, we asked Wennberg about how he felt, and he's like, oh, I really like California, and this is a good vibe and good hang, and I would like to stay. I'm going to tell you this shit right now. I would dude, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I got it back in here. Let me see. What's in my what's in my pool right now? Dude, I'm going to sit there right now and say this all right now, all this money. I would sit there and say, you know what? I would bet all of this right now and say Wennberg signed this deal 2 weeks ago. It's just that it's just now coming out. And the reason why I say that is because Eric and I, Puck Guy and I, we talked to Doug Wilson, however long ago it was, 5-6 years ago. And when we were discussing like trades and moves or whatever, we I wish I could remember exactly what the trade was, and Puck Guy, if you know, put it in there. But the really fucking funny thing was, as I said, well, as long as the guy doesn't, go down the Setaguchi hole, because if you remember at that time, the way that it was spelled out to the media and the public was Setaguchi signed like a 3-year extension, and like 2 days later was traded to Minnesota for Brent Burns, and there were, different other pieces moved, but the big thing was Setaguchi for Burns. It was big power forward for big defensive, unit. And a couple weeks after that whole thing happened, Eric and I had a one-on-one with with Doug Wilson. We, part of that at the end, it was like he was talking about some other transition or whatever, and I'm like, well, at least let him know, right? Don't go full Setaguchi, right?
Right.
And at that point, we hit the stop recording thing, and I said something to Doug. What I go, I was just kidding about that, and he goes, no, it's fine. He goes, the Setaguchi thing, it's not like he found out about it that day. He knew about that shit like 3 weeks earlier. He signed off on it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, motherfucker. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. We don't know when this Wennberg shit went down.
No.
But anyway, stock up, stock down. Celebrini, 2 points per game over the last 8. Chernishaw, point per game. Graf, Udeman. Skinner, I will say a week ago, would have been on stock down, but hey, last 4 games played, 3 points plus 2. Gotta love it. Regenda, first NHL hat trick. 100% in the fucking dot. Hello. And then on the blue line side of it, dude, Iorio, 4 games played, 2 points plus 3. Jesus Christ. And you did that on a team with Klingberg? Ooh, yeah. Anybody else that's stock up for you, sir?
No, I mean, that pretty much covers it. Stock up Canada just scored. Thank God. I do want to, I'll do stock down. And I do want to go back to the Wennberg contract though.
Sure.
Because I did have some things.
So what, now what is it? It's 3 years. To me, it's
3 years, 6 AAV, 6 million each year.
6 million per year.
Yes. It's the same. Basically, like Dan was like, he's right. Like the difference is literally 6.988 to 6.3.
And you know what it is for me though? It's not the amount; it's the term.
I see. Here's the.
I think 2 years would have been fine.
I think
3
it's fine.
years.
Look
3 years makes me go, really?
No, say it's fine because I think again, you on a good team, I think he is a third line center in 3 years.
And that's my point. And let's the people that are watching right now. I don't know. It's whether it's Felix or Eric. Somebody can you like do a fucking a vote or whatever? Just tell us right now if you're in the chat. What's yes or no? Are you yay for the Wennberg? Is 3 years at how much?
6 million.
3 years, 6 million. Are you yes on that, or do you think Greer could have played that better?
2 years, no trade clause for 2 years, and this third year it's a 12-team no trade.
12. See. I love what Wennberg brings to this team. And again, I would have been all up on this deal for a 2-year contract. I think 3 years. And the fact that the third year has that much limitation where it's like, oh, you can only be traded to a third of the league. I kind of go, ooh, I don't know. So do us a favor. Everybody that's...
I don't know.
What I don't know. Am I too just kind of, I don't want to say real. Am I being too pessimistic?
I think it's good for a couple reasons.
All right.
One, I don't like, again, the money isn't an issue to me. I think the money is right in line when you consider the cap going up. The money's fine.
And that's the whole thing. The escalating cap, I have no problem with. And I have no problem with what Bro has brought to the room. He has certainly been the kind of that solidification for the second line. Because you don't know, he's been that guy where it's like, oh, is there somebody else to slide in there that we need to? Oh, okay, cool. I'll go over to the wing, or I'll center the third line. Like, he has been a Swiss Army knife. I will absolutely give him that. Again, my only complaint about the contract is length. I don't like 3 years. 2 years, I would have been fine. 3 years at 31 years old, I'm kind of.
I think it's fine. Like, the length doesn't bother me because it gives other guys room to grow. It doesn't make it so that Michael Misa has to be Macklin Celebrini next year.
Sure.
Right? Like, you have time for, like, look at, ideally Michael Misa pushes him out of that spot and down to the third line at some point. But if it's 2 years, you're kind of rushing that. And I think I have all the faith in Michael Misa in the world. I think he's going to be fine. But it gives them time to do it, and also gives you, but I still think it's like, if you don't do this deal and you look at the free agent market, it's not good.
And right? See, and I love Sleepy Mofo's comment right now. Who is Wennberg blocking in the Sharks prospect pool with that third year, though?
I don't think.
But see, that's the whole thing. We don't know.
No,
we don't know. The Sharks this upcoming draft could pull some magic out of their ass, and all of a sudden, we don't fucking know. But as
of right now, nobody.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm fine with this, especially because we're expecting to see the salary cap increase like a significant amount. So again, I don't hate this. I just I'm going to be very interested to see how this deal ages, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. And that's always the risk, obviously, when you're signing a guy north of 30, like, how does it age? But I think for what he does and what he brings, I think it's fine. Because I think he can continue to do that, whether he's on the second or third line.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. I'm good with that. And I am always happy to throw a guy some extra ducats if he's the guy who is, shall we say, helping point the compass north.
Hank asking, isn't he blocking Philip Beestead?
At this point, I would say no.
Maybe.
I feel like Beestead, you know what? That, to me, that's a question like, ask that again in a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right now, I don't.
Yeah. Now I'd say no, but a year from this date, I might say yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's the thing that makes me apprehensive about this deal, is the fact that tell me if I'm wrong, it's a 3-year deal, but it's a full no move for the first 2 years.
No trade.
Oh, see, that's the whole thing.
You put them on waivers.
Yeah, and so yeah,
it's a full no trade.
Yeah,
for the first 2
but
seasons.
that's all. You know what though? Chief makes a good point. It's like, if I'm Beastin', I'm like, fuck that guy. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You gotta earn the spot, right? And I think that's the point. And I think it would be a mistake to be like, okay, well, I've already got Michael Misa penned in there, so fuck him off. Like, that's not what the Sharks need to do.
And I don't think to this point right now, I don't think Michael Misa has done anything to solidify a job in the NHL.
Yeah.
To me, he still has some work to be done.
Oh, he's plenty of work to do.
So, anyway, stock up, stock down.
Stock down. Let's finish stock down.
Well, I was going to say, so stock up. Celebrini, Chernyshov, Graf, Skinner, Regenda, Iorio. And then, of course, Wennberg for getting a little bit of the bag. Stock down for me. And this is one that, and tell me I'm wrong, chat, for those of you joining us, tell me I'm wrong, but I have some numbers. I have some receipts to throw your way. The top of my list for stock down is Yaroslav Askarov. Brother man, in 10 games played between December 3rd and January 3rd, which was yesterday, you've posted an .864 save percentage with a 4.54 goals against. Now, I will be the first to admit those numbers kind of skewed a little bit when you toss in the fact that you've been fucking yanked in 3 games, whether it was against the Capitals, Vegas, or Tampa. But let's throw out those games. What have you done in the 7 games that weren't blowouts? You posted 870, 302, 884, 490, 900 with a 3, 903 with 308, 889 with the 3 against, 905 with a 4, and 870 with a 277. So, and those last 2 that I posted, that dude, 905 save percentage, but a 4 goals against, followed up by a 870 save percentage, but a 277 goals against. Both of those were wins. But my point being, ASCII, since an amazing November, you've played 10 games. You've been better than a 900 save percentage twice. Fucking twice. And one of them was 903 and one of them was 905. Those numbers suck. Now,
they're not that bad.
They suck. And I'll be the first to admit, like, hey, it's the whole thing of like, you're only as good as the team in front of you. And I get that to a certain extent, but there were more than enough times in November where the Sharks gave up a ridiculous amount of goals against, and fucking Askarov was like swatting flies all over the fucking place. He came down with everything. Dude, over the last calendar month, Askarov, aside from, was the game against Minnesota? I feel like that one was like kind of sick, where it was like he saved like 36 of 38. Like that was pretty sick. But the rest of it, he has not been great. He has not been the guy that we're all like, holy fucking shit, like where's the November guy? So I'm dying to see where that guy is going to be.
That's the thing. I think like November was unrealistic. There was no way that was ever going to be sustainable.
Okay, so let's find the happy difference between November and December.
This is the happy. I think this is the happy difference a little bit. Like,
there's yikes.
No, it's not yikes. Look at the team. The team in front of him gives up the most. Like, if Yaroslav Askarov, like, you put most other goalies behind behind this team, and it's last year.
Sure.
It's 100% last year all over again.
Okay.
You're not winning.
And that's why I have the numbers for Nedeljevic during 4 games, and because he was only given 4 starts during that same amount of time.
Correct.
Nedeljevic had like a couple, he only started 4 games. Now, 2 of them, not great. 862, 897.
Mm-hmm.
But the other 2, 966, mwah, and a 933. Mwah. So
yeah, but these like
numbers don't lie, my friend.
Don't lie, but I think they're really in a But like, especially like goals against average, like goals against average is an average. So you like pulling it from one game is useless.
Can you at least agree with me that Askarov or the Sharks at large, for whatever reason, way better in November than they were in December?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Okay.
they were on an absolute because Askarov was on an unsustainable heater. I don't look at has he been excellent? No. Is he gonna win the Vezina this year? No. Is he gonna win the Calder this year? No. But he's been good enough that the Sharks are in a position that they're in now. They're not in this position without him.
Sure.
Because
I'll
the
completely agree with
underlying
that.
numbers of this team are terrible. They have no business being as good as they are.
See, but that's the whole thing is I feel like some days, some games, I'm kind of like, whew, if it wasn't for Askarov, they would have fucking lost their ass in this game. But then a week later, they get fucking burned, and I'm like, God damn, where was the Askarov from a week ago? They should have won this game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I look at it like
it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's still finding his way, right? And I think it's important to remind her like that this is a guy playing his first full season in the NHL. This team, like again, this team is putrid defensively. Putrid.
And again, that's the wouldn't it be really funny? Okay, just for shits and giggles. For the shits and giggles. This is something that okay, so I'm just gonna let you know right now. Write this down, Ian. Do me a favor. Write this shit down and you're like, okay, so when I'm doing the podcast like 30 years from now and AJ's been dead for like 10 years. Yeah, when you're doing the fucking podcast 10
motherfucker.
Sorry. 8 years from now and you're like, okay, AJ's been dead for 10 years, but he brought this up, so I got to mention it. No, I cannot wait to see how Askarov deals with like the next couple of years, but then say 7-8 years from now, Ravensburger comes in and is just like, bitch, you know, like, watch this, motherfucker.
He's gonna walk into a much better situation than Jaroslav Askarov.
I should hope so. I would love that. Anyway,
so that's the thing. Here's the thing that I think is important.
Oh, you got something to say?
With like look at do the numbers look good? No, like I'm not going to pretend like these are stellar numbers. The difference between this year and last year though is that like when the game fucking matters, Askarov's not giving up a muffin to lose the game at the end of the game.
Yeah. And I like the fact that well, you know what the thing is to me with Askarov is it seems and you know, chat, everybody watching right now, tell me I'm wrong. I feel this is the jam that I've gotten from Askarov is I feel like in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, if he stones, you know, if he it's really easy to be like, oh, okay, 7 minutes in, he's stoned 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 shots. He's on.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a case of there's been 2 shots, he's let in one of them. That's when I went, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I said, fuck. All right, bring in Ned. Bring in fucking Ned. What the fuck are we doing? You know,
and I do think like it does surprise me how many consecutive starts Askarov gets regardless of how the game goes. Like
and it surprises me. I mean, go look at my fucking Twitter feed. Askarov, for whatever reason, gets one more goal, you know, lengthwise than at least I would do. Like, I know that, like, after that second goal versus Tampa yesterday, yeah. I was, you know, putting it out on Twitter, and I'm like, all right, get it, you know, let's see, Ned, how you doing, brother? And they waited for one more. Mm-hmm. And the other times that Askarov was pulled, it was the same thing where I'm like, what are you waiting for? Just fucking get Ned in there. And they waited for one more. And that's the thing for Warsofsky. That's one of the things that pisses me off. I think he needs to be a little quicker in yanking the rope on that one.
I just think Ned should be getting a couple more starts.
And that too. That as well. Abso-fucking-lutely. And this is the weird thing. We'll get into this into a second. But between now and the Olympic break, the funny thing is the Sharks are going to go 3 games or 3 days, no games, then back, 2 days off, back, 2 days, back.
So we're gonna see Ned a ton coming up.
I should fucking hope so. And to me, though, that is, I think this is a chef's kiss for Ned, because this is a case of you have all this, these 3 or 4 weeks leading in to the Olympic break.
Right.
Can we be just a little bit honest and say during those fucking 3 weeks, there might be just a few hockey teams that are going to be paying attention going, this goalie kind of sucks. Maybe we need to look at Nedeljevic, and maybe we can,
I don't know.
I don't think he's great, but I think that the Sharks can use this time, this back-to-back. But the fact that they're going to have 4 straight back-to-back options, it is a perfect opportunity to showcase Nedeljevic. This is a guy that is not part of your future, especially
100%. Yeah, he's a stopgap for sure.
Yeah, when you have Ravensburger. So look, this is a guy that, hey, maybe you try to do what you can to put him in position to succeed. Because you put him with, it's like if you're gonna play fucking. Well, let's see. We're going to play Colorado on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we're going to play Winnipeg. Maybe you put Ned in against Winnipeg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put him into a position to succeed between now and the deadline. That's what I would love to see happen between, Warsofsky and Mike Greer. That's make that happen, Captain.
Yeah, I just think so just to kind of finish on this, for me, the important thing is when Celebrini drags them back into a game, it's not Askarov taking them immediately back out of it. And I think that's the important thing. I think that look at numbers are fine, and I'm not disputing the numbers, but I just think when you're really looking at it big picture, that's what I'm looking at.
Numbers?
I'm looking at how many games have the Sharks given away this year? Not very many.
No,
where they've had a lead,
especially when you match it to the previous 2 seasons.
Correct. So to me, that is where Askarov's been a huge improvement. And again, it's his first year in the NHL. He's only getting better from here.
Absolutely. And the one thing I got to say before we finish this up, we've got almost 60 people watching and only 14 thumbs up. Come on. Damn. It doesn't cost you anything. Help the algorithm, people. Come on. What's up?
All right.
Anyway, to finish off my stock down, I only got 2 other ones. Delandria, bro, again, this is another guy that worked me in November, where it was just holy, you ask Ian. I was Delandria's biggest fan in November. I was ooh, this guy's fucking awesome. So far, the last 6 games he's played, he's a -6. Now, granted, he is 60% in the dot. That I will give you. But fuck, 6 games played, no points, -6. Yikes. The other one, Muka Madulin, 6 games played, -8.
Perpetually in my stock down.
Yeah. Dude, lowest average time on ice among defense people, including Leddy. Are you?
Well, because he can't stay fucking healthy.
Well, fuck that guy. So either way, I'm just saying. And we have a pretty good, I feel reputation that when we throw guys under the stock down bus, they're able to crawl out and bounce back. So Askarov, Delandria, Mukamadula. It's on you guys. You are stocked down this week, bitches. Can we talk about that other team in San Jose?
Yeah, let's get there.
Ooh.
All right. The San Jose Barracuda did not have a fantastic week.
No.
They won a game, they lost a game, and then they also lost a game in a shootout. They started the week with a 5-4 victory over the Ontario Reign. Oliver Wallstrom, Ethan Cardwell, Philip Beestead, Igor Afanasiev, and Lucas Carlson scoring the goals for the Barracuda in that game. Quentin Musty finally returns to the lineup, which was a much needed shot in the arm. Not a great start for the Barracuda. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? So we've seen a couple guys get the call up, whether it's oh my gosh, what's the guy? Cardwell, right? Chernyshov,
Regenda.
Okay, Regenda. Sure, I'll give you that one. The next guy, okay, I'm going to give you two names. Who do you think is like the one that either should be called up or is the guy who is driving the bus for the Cuda? I'm going to say Afanasiev or Altonen. How do you say his name?
Afanasiev. I think I would leave Haltonen where he is.
Okay. No. I'm not saying where you would do. I'm saying, what do you think the Sharks are going to?
I don't think they would call up Casper Haltonen at all at this point right now. He's been fine, but I don't think he's exactly where he's supposed to be, in my opinion. I don't think.
But I feel like Afanasiev is fucking killing it right now since Halloween.
He's a guy who could definitely get a look. I think when you're looking at guys like those are the kind of the guys I expect to get called up at this point is guys like Pavel Regenda who's been called up. Afanasiev's another guy kind of in a similar situation, right? A little bit on the older side of the prospect pool.
Sure.
If you want to call him a prospect at this point, I probably wouldn't, but you know what I mean? Like I think those are the guys that are probably going to get called up to see what they can do in more limited roles. I don't think like Igor Chernyshov was a special case where they needed another offensive player. And so he was the guy that they plugged in there. I think the other people that are going to get called up, provided, there's no serious movement at the deadline. I
just feel like, Regenda and, Afanasiev.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that correctly. Those are two guys that are just kind of like, here's our opportunity. We have to make the most of it. But to be fair, the Barracuda, despite that they have the fact that they have lost like Chernyshov or whoever to Regenda, lost them to the Sharks, they have, they've been like 500 since losing some huge pieces, but they're still up there. They're still challenging. And so what is it Skarek?
Jacob Skarek.
Yeah, so between the Skarek and Carrier, that like they're doing what they need to. Like to me, this is the first time I feel like in the decade that the minor league team is playing in San Jose. To me, this is the first time that the minor league team is like, we're going to play well, even though there's going to be some call-ups. But it's not the case of like a year, 2, 3 years ago where we've got this one guy. Oh shit, he got called up. Okay, we suck.
Yeah, and it's been a lot more like since Chernyshov's gone up, it's been a lot more by committee than I wouldn't say like anyone.
And that's what I'm looking for, right?
It's been more by committee. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. They've definitely gotten contributions from guys like, like you mentioned, Afanasiev. I think Oliver Wallstrom's been great for them. Colin White's been really good for them. Like there's been a lot of guys that have done really well. Just like as a collection. Philip Beestead's currently leading the team in scoring.
Dude, from what I understand, like the last 5 to 10 games, fucking beast.
Yeah,
It's a when they say beasted, it's like no, you're gonna spell that Beast.
yeah. So in this game, they get outshot 12-4 in the first period. It's not good. They find themselves down 1-0. Look at obviously you kind of expected this. Cole Gutman was the guy who hit Musty. He came back in the lineup at the same time here because he returned from his suspension. So you knew this was going to be, and plus this is the 8th time these teams have played together.
Jesus.
So, and 4 of them have just been in rapid succession. So these teams absolutely hate each other at this point. So the first period, a lot of shenanigans. Ethan Cardwell fights Cole Gutman. For after that on Musty, obviously he went after Ethan Cardwell was the guy that went. But a lot more. This is the problem with the Barracuda, though. You can drag them into a game with shenanigans and remember that because it's going to be important later. you can drag them into a game where the shenanigans kind of
fuck them
overtake the hockey. Barracuda have a much better second period. They get out to a 3-1 lead by the middle of the second period. Fortunately, in the third, they allow Ontario back into the game. It's 4-4. Lucas Carlson scores a goal.
My man.
I have the clip here.
Oh, shit. You know what? And go ahead, go full screen. I got to do some shit.
Yeah. So Lucas Carlson scores this goal. The time it's like with less than a second left to go when it goes into the net. The time is off. Obviously, like you can see here, like the time is off because it's not it's the AHL and nothing works properly. So this was really controversial. The people in Ontario were pissed because they saw what you saw, which is basically the clock saying 0, the goal going in and accounting, but that clock wasn't the actual game clock. It was off. So when they looked at the replay to see it, but you can't throw that on the board, and it's it's the AHL, so it's just AHL TV. And so they were pissed because they looked at the scoreboard, they see the goal go in after the clock hits 0. And yeah, so the Barracuda avoid overtime. The AHL said no when on our actual thing it was in before the puck went across the line before the clock ended, so it counted. But a wild ending, some really pissed off people in Ontario because they saw what you saw in the clip there and they're like, how is this a thing? And even the coaching staff obviously was upset, like how can you call that a goal? But I'm trusting that the stuff that the referees look at is different than the game clock. All very downhill from here. The Condors they played the Condors twice in Bakersfield this weekend. They lost 4-1 to the Barracuda on Friday. Philip Beasted gets the lone goal for the Barracuda, his 10th of the season. Barracuda got out to an early 1-0 lead, but it was kind of downhill from there. They had 6 power plays that they didn't capitalize on.
How the fuck does that happen?
Right, 6 power plays they get. But again, the Condors just kind of drug them into the mud and never really let them establish their game at all. And this is something that, this has been, I think, a weakness with John McCarthy is his inability to get his team out of the mud a little bit. We've seen in previous, like this year, they've been better, obviously. They've managed to, they're not as penalized as they've been in previous seasons. And I think having, obviously, the caliber of skill that they brought in this season helps with that a lot.
Well, and, that's the thing that just... Look, like I'm not trying to, throw people under the bus and blah, blah, but numbers are what they are.
Yeah.
And when I sit there and look at, John McCarthy, what an incredible coach. Okay. How have the Barracuda done on the power play in their last 13 chances? 0. Fucking 0.
Yeah.
So I sit there and go, all right, McCarthy might be great. Well, who the fuck is in charge of special team? Who's in charge of power play? Because if that's what I was doing, I would be fired.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And let's be honest. Like McCarthy, it's so funny to me that like the previous, I don't know, the previous. So this is 25, 26. So if you go back to 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, or I'm sorry, the previous 3 seasons, there's a lot of people shitting all over McCarthy, looking at the talent, the people that were on this team going, Jesus Christ, why the fuck is this guy? Well, clearly this is this is Hasso saying, well, I'm going to put my money with the big team and I'm not going to spend fuck all on the little team. And now, and this is the funny thing I heard, I think it was like during the Tampa game yesterday, where it was Jamal Mayers, or let me see if I can pronounce his name correctly. Jamal, let me talk very loudly as if a large flying vehicle is in the background, despite the fact that I am in my house. Like, Jamal, bro, bring it down a little. But the fact that he's talking as if like, oh, there's all, like, my God, McCarthy has just done an incredible job with the Barracuda. And I'm looking at the numbers from the Barracuda and I'm like, has he? Has he really done a great job? Because I'm looking at him like, aside from like if you look, you take Musty and Beasted and like 2 or 3 other names out of this, are they really doing that well? And again, this is the all the numbers. Let me ask you, Ian. You are certainly somebody who is paying attention to the Barracuda way more than I am. When it comes to the Barracuda nailing some wins, the names that I hear you talk about, whether it's a Beasted or a Musty, whoever, it's very rare that I hear you talk about a defensive name. And to me, that's the problem.
Well, it's not fair. I've given Lucas Carlson plenty of props.
Okay. But that's what I want. It just seems like every time when we talk, we're half, 41 in.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this, this franchise this year. We're 41 in, and whenever it just, and again, tell me if I'm wrong, and I'll eat it. It just seems like whenever we've done like stock up, stock down, it's been guys like Beasted or Musty or Chernyshov or whoever. Very rarely has it been like, Cagnoni or Lund or whoever. It's like, where are those defensive guys?
Well, Lund's a forward.
Yeah, but he's, I look at him as kind of a Smythe, or not Smythe. What the fuck is the, the defensive forward guy? Selke. Yeah, he's like a Selke guy to me. He's a which I love. Loves me a Selke kind of guy. I mean, Jesus, who's the guy who's like made his fucking life in LA as a Selke? Kopitar? Yeah. So I'm all about those fucking guys. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, I never hear about the blue line guy.
Yeah, so I've probably given a lot of love to Lucas Carlson. I think I probably
to be
failed.
fair, the fact that if I hear the name Carlson associated with the Sharks, I kind of cringe. But you understand. Yeah, you understand.
It's spelled with a C. 2 S's still. It's spelled with a C. Lucas Carlson, I think it's been like, obviously, you know what? I probably should talk about Luca Cagnoni more. But
absolutely,
he's always good, right? And here's the thing, right? Again, and what I try to do here, obviously, I try to like highlight who is really good this week with stock up, stock down, right? But I try not to hit like Luca Cagnoni, which he's like Celebrini to me. He's just like he's a perpetual
just an easy target.
Stock up,
yeah, easy target,
right? So but I should talk about Luca Cagnoni more, and that's actually a good point, and I will make a point to talk about Luca Cagnoni more because like he's still good. It's not like Luca Cagnoni has fallen off. I don't want people like, if people have left this podcast with that impression, I have done them a disservice.
You know what, Ian? People stopped listening to this because they're like, I'm tired of hearing about Kenyoni.
Like if you but if you've come away from this podcast this year thinking like Cagnoni has fallen off, then I have done you a disservice and I apologize. That is not the case. Let me wrap up this thing here. So
stock up, stock down, baby.
Saturday. I gotta finish Saturday's game.
Oh, there you go.
Saturday, they lost a 2-1 shootout loss to the Condors. They get out to a goal. They get out to an early goal, but they sit on it the entire game. They waste an excellent goaltending performance by Gabriel Carrier, who made 37 saves on 38 shots.
But dude, the shootout was horrible.
Yeah.
What's the Chief's name again? Afanasiev?
Yeah, Afanasiev.
Yeah, dude.
Beasted, Lund all got denied.
Beasted might have even been worse. And then Lund, dude. I was just like, I'm watching that. See, that was the whole thing, is that was a game that, like, I had shit going on. Fuck, I have to live my life. And my phone goes off and it says, like, Barracuda, Condors about to go to overtime. I'm like, oh shit! All right, fuck. I'm just,
let's go.
Yeah, throw that shit on it, and it was not the best overtime ever. It was very boring. Almost fell asleep, but I was like, okay, fuck it. They're gonna go shootout, and then watching the shootout, it was literally like the Barracuda said, all right, we're gonna throw the first guy out there. And we're going to see how many guys on the bench fall asleep. And then we're going to see if the next guy can make more guys on the bench fall asleep. Like, that's how... In Lund, I hope you won that fucking bet, bro, because holy shit. Dude, it was bad.
But I think, like, the theme of these last two games was just, like, the Condors dragged them into the mud, and the Barracuda just loved being in the mud too much. Like, there's still that, like, I want to say, like, this year, their penalty kill has generally been good at home. I think it's been good on the road, not at home. So it's been kind of, like, okay. But, like, this week, the penalty kill was fine, so they were fine. But, like, this team just loves to fucking get in the mud, and instead of like playing hockey, they're again another bunch of fights, a bunch of shenanigans, like just a dumb game of hockey. And I just think like the Barracuda, they're above this shit. Like they should be above this shit.
Okay,
and
but this is the thing that I will tell you. This is like out of so you look at what happened against the Condors, where it's like, they fucking dropped 2 to those assholes. Mm-hmm. This is the thing I'll give you. If you go and look at, I don't know if the Barracuda social media put it out there, but I definitely know some friends of mine that I'm kind of tight with. A good amount of people. When I say good amount, like 30, 40, 50 people made the fucking trek down to Bakersfield to watch that were Barracuda fans. And they were out there fucking, Barracuda, doing the fucking jam. They were there. And so, of course, it's going to piss you off a little bit. It's like, I drove 3 hours down here and you fucking lost both games, you assholes.
Yeah.
Because that shootout was some shit. It was horrible. But shout out to Paige, shout out to Kat, shout out to Jimmy, and the other what looked to be, I don't know, fucking 30, 40 other people that went. Fuck yeah, that was so cool. And you know what? Next time you guys do that shit, give me a fucking hey-yo, because I might come down with you. Just saying.
Sorry, Koloreshny just tied the game. So Chuck is playing.
Stock up, stock down for the Barracuda. Beasted, Carrier.
Dude. Yeah, Carrier, based on his, like, again, the Barracuda wasted an excellent performance by him in their shootout loss to the Condors. Pissed me off.
But dude, they're 0 for their last 13 power play attempts.
Ricky asking, has Havilland done anything worth? Haviland's been fine. Again, like he's a guy who's adjusting to his first year. Matthias Havilland, he's a second round pick of the San Jose Sharks in the Beasted draft, I want to say. He's been fine. Like I think he's making the adjustment to North American hockey, and I think he's, again, like, is he super exciting right now? No, but I think I think he's been fine. I think he's had the growing pains that you would expect going from playing in Sweden to playing in North America.
Bitch, I got some pains for
you. I think that's the answer there.
But going 0 for their last 13 on the power play?
Yeah, it's been bad. The power play has been really bad.
All right, so
we already talked about Wennberg.
Yeah, so Wennberg, that's one of those ones where it's like put a pin in that. We'll talk about it in 3 years and see how that fucking deal aged.
We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. World Juniors. Dude, why is the attendance so shitty in the state of hockey?
Because only two people care. There's only two groups of people that care about the World Juniors.
Christ.
Scouts
the
and
parents,
Canadians.
Well, I was going to say, and the parents.
And the parents, yes. Yeah. Scouts and Canadians. They're the only two groups of people that really care about this tournament.
So, all right, let everybody know what happened.
Okay, so unfortunately for Cole McKinney, the USA was eliminated in the quarterfinals by Finland. No three-peat for the USA. McKinney had 1 assist in 5 games. Canada is playing Czechia right now. It is tied 3-3. Michael Misa has 2 goals and 5 assists. And he was also named the player of the game against the Slovakians in their quarterfinal game. Joshua Ravensbergen is there, but he has not played.
What?
Yeah, no.
Shit.
I'm honestly, I'm surprised that like Carter George got as many games as he's gotten in this tournament. I thought like they were going to go to Ivan Kovic and have like I didn't expect Ravensbergen to get a game here. Like someone would have had to go catastrophically wrong. Like I always thought Jack Ivankovic was going to be the guy, but it was Carter George for longer than it should have been. Jack Ivankovic. He is
Jack off who?
I believe he is a Nashville Predators prospect.
Oh shit!
He plays for
a Predator has a jack off.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Leo Solon-Wallenius has been really good for Sweden. He has a goal and 5 assists. Sweden will play for gold against the winner of this game tomorrow. So I really liked him. I think
a lot of people that have liked him.
Yeah, well, because you know what the thing is, right? Like I'm not going to pretend like I watched a lot of European hockey. I don't. So the World Juniors is when I'm going to see these guys mostly. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. I know there's some sickos out there watching the SHL. I am not one of them.
Whoa, sickos. Well, is this the boy aquarium?
It could be. No, just I mean, like those games are on at weird times because obviously time zone difference and everything else, right? Like if Euro hockey is your thing, like I'm not here to begrudge. I'm just saying, like I'm not going to pretend it is mine. But he's been really good at this. He is going to play, like I said, on Sweden. He'll be in the gold medal game tomorrow. So yeah, that's the World Juniors. Team Canada's tied right now. Yay! I need this to be a thing.
I don't know. What
Michael Misa's been good.
Wait, did you try to talk about the boy aquarium?
I would not talk about the boy aquarium. I still think that's an amazing name.
So let me see. You got the Finns eliminated. You got all the bullet points, right?
Yeah. So,
can we talk about Eric Pohlkamp for just a hot second?
Yeah, Eric Pohlkamp. So he was on the US Collegiate Selects team in the Spangler Cup. They lost in the final to HC Davos, but I think this is really good. Now, these are older college players, but they're still college players, and like these are all pro teams that they went up against. So to make it all the way to the final, I think is really, really good for them. Now, obviously, these guys are older. They're not like Eric Pohlkamp, obviously not eligible for the World Juniors anymore because of his age. He had 2 goals and an assist. Joey Muldowney, who is also a Sharks prospect, had an assist in this game. But I think, hats off to that team because that team went over there. I think they wanted to do well, but I didn't expect a ton from them, just based on, again, like they're playing against, veteran pro players. So,
well, you know what I think is so kind of a little tickle up the wazoo is Reddit had a thread, whether it was hockey or the Sharks, and it was, hey, let's talk about the prospect pool and blah, blah, blah. And somebody, are you familiar with the name Ryan Pohlkamp?
no.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is Eric's younger brother.
Oh, okay.
And if like now at this point could be 12, 13, 14. I'm not totally sure. This is not something that I really pay attention to, but looking at the post on Reddit, he was like, oh, when we were talking about like the future of the blue line for the Sharks, somebody said Ryan Pohlkamp, and
Son
I'm
of
like,
a bitch.
and I'm like, you've made some incredible choices there. Like and they're solid, whether it's Dickinson or whoever, like you have some, but you posted Ryan. I have a feeling, did you mistake and mean Eric Pohlkamp? And within like 4 or 5 hours, he goes, yes, you are correct. I fucked up. I meant Eric Pohlkamp. And I was like, okay, cool. Because ask Eric Kura, puck guy, if you will. Ask Jules, Noel, about all those people. Who has been a bigger fucking Pohlkamp? Hello, I am the fucking dude driving that guy's bus. So you look at that, and I cannot wait to, I don't know, go down the fucking drain and say, who is going to be on the Sharks between now? Go and look. What is the names listed on the Sharks blue line? Because there's way too many of them. There's like fucking 9.
Yeah.
Should only be like 7. There's like 9. How many of those guys are going to be on the fucking blue line announced mid-October next year? And you know what? I'm going to be talking to Drew Ramenda about that tomorrow. And follow us, the Teal Town account. It'll be out there. So, heads up for that. I have some fun questions for him. But that to me is like, look, you look at the projection of this team, obviously. And I have to give all the stick taps to you, Ian. You told me back in October, AJ, if you think that anybody other than Celebrini deserves a C, you're a fucking idiot. And I was just like, no, it should be Toffoli and blah, blah, blah. No, you were correct. I'm a fucking idiot. Like, Toffoli was a horrible choice. It should be
a horrible choice. I think he's still a good leader in the room.
He's a good leader.
The thing with the letters.
To what you were saying,
yeah.
Because in my mind, I was just like, no, you let Toffoli, take those 2 cups that he's won, and you let him be the fucking, that guy on the other wing that's next to Celebrini and Smith, and you let him help be that guy who, steers the bus in the right direction, who shows the future big guys how to do it and blah, blah, blah. And then within like 3 weeks, it's like, Toffoli sucks, man. So it was very funny that it was just and I'm sitting there and I will never forget, dude, I'm watching
whatever fucking game it was, like it might have been the Capitals game at the beginning of December where they got fucking bitch slapped 7-1. And I looked over at my wife, and I looked over at Sherry, and I went, oh my God, there's going to be no dealing with fucking Ian this Sunday.
He's the leader, man. I don't know. Again, again, but the thing with letters too is I think like people like emphasize the C. Like I know it's a big deal to the guys too, but it's like just because you're not wearing a letter doesn't mean you can't be a leader, or just because your letter isn't the C, you can't be a leader. Yeah,
but I know that you're with me on this. It's the fact that it's just like, when you don't have a letter, it's like, well, letters don't mean anything. We have an amazing leadership group and blah, 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 blah. And then you talk to a different group that has like these 3 specific guys.
Yeah.
And there's just like, no, these are the guys who drive the fucking bus. And it's just so fucking annoying to hear that it's like, when you have the fucking 3 main leaders and the 3 guys with letters, the letters mean everything. And then when you don't have them and you've got like 7 different guys with an A, the letters don't mean that much. Just
the thing that annoys me about the Sharks not having a captain this year and doing all the alternates
is your captain.
No, it's like Mike Dirk came in and we're gonna reset the culture and we're gonna make things different. No, this is the same shit the Sharks always have done since their fucking inception.
Yeah, if I ever hear reset, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Like they've always done this. Like how many times have they done the all alternates no captain thing? They've done it so many fucking times.
So wasn't there a season where it was like Logan, Carlson, Burns, fucking you're just going, oh my God, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, I don't, and I've said it on the podcast where I'm like, no, there's people who go, oh no, we should have like 5 or 6 alternates and no captain. And I'm like, no, we fucking shouldn't. I am a fucking Sharks fan. No. There is a thing called too many cooks in the kitchen. You get your fucking, and right now, let's be honest, if we're going to fucking throw down some letters, it's Celebrini's getting the C without a fucking doubt.
It's his team, man.
Yeah, it is his team. And then those 2 A's, there's going to be some people and they go, well, Mario, Ferraro has certainly earned an A. Okay, sure. And then it's like, well, fuck, do you give the other way A to Foley because he's like the fucking Mr. fucking been there, done that? Or do you give it to Smith because he is certainly, the second in command? And either way, I'm sitting there going, you know what you do? You give the C to fucking Celebrini, and then you put the other 2 you put the 2 A's in his fucking dressing spot, and you say, whoever you want, fucking throw it at him. Because let's be honest, nobody's listening to him. They're listening to you, pal. But at this point, that's the one thing I sit there and go, Ian, roll that shit back to our season preview. And I was like, I give it to Toffoli and blah, blah. No, I think it's too early and blah, blah, blah. And you were like going, AJ, you're a fucking idiot. It's his team.
Idiot. I just said it was his team.
Yeah, but you were like, AJ, it's his team.
I was very passionate about why Macklin should go to C.
Yeah.
As I get to be on the show.
And now here we are, fucking 3 months later. You were absolutely correct. I was a fucking idiot. I was a moron. I got that shit totally wrong. But the thing that I got right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. What was it? There was something that I remember I got totally right because I was like, fuck, I got to write this shit down because I don't get it right very often.
I'm going to shove this jersey talk into next week. because we're running a little.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do it quick.
We're running a little long here.
All
I
right,
don't
let
know.
me do
Okay.
it quick.
Well, what do you want? What do you want to talk about? That's we got left for points here because we got a lot of things to go over still a little bit, and I don't know what's
No.
choose what's more
Well,
valuable.
I at least want to be on point that we fucking got it before anybody else, because Lord knows we did. So, anyway, and then what the fuck? Jeff had. Oh, okay. All right. Very quickly, fun fact for all of you that are still hanging with us, just to let you know, from Jeff Adams on Twitter, the last shutout that the Sharks posted was again, courtesy of Mackenzie Blackwood against the New Jersey Devils, November 10th, 2024. And yeah, what the fuck? Let's see. It makes me want to hold a some sort of, I don't know, like contest to be like, let's see and maybe we'll do that starting next week. Who will be able to come down the pipe and say, hey, now, here's the date, here's the game that the Sharks will shut somebody else. After that, this is the big thing. For those of you who are big Jersey fans, as am I, as Eric is, puck guy, there is going to be, if you remember, there was Reverse Retro 1.0, 2.0. Well, there was also a transition between Adidas to Fanatics. And evidently, on I don't know how many fucking social media platforms, there is going to be a 3.0, but it's not going to be called Reverse Retro. It is going to be called the Hometown Remix. That should scare the fuck out of everybody. I am one of them. But anyway, those codes are reportedly already showing up in Dick's sporting goods stores, whether it's Dick's or whoever. They're showing up on all of those stupid ass fucking, when they look at the they're stupid. All I can hear is Ian banging wing.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's all good. But anyway, that's what's showing up. So there's going to be a brand new hockey jersey for every single team. The Hometown Remix. For those of you who are, shall we say, City Connect fans, if you're a fan of baseball, this should be you should be like, oh, sounds cool. Now, here's the thing. Some of the choices reportedly make sense. Some of them do not. So I will tell you right now, unsurprisingly, Boston's main color reportedly is going to be brown. And you're like, okay, bear. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Buffalo, navy. And you look back at even the fucking Buffa slug and everything, primary color, navy, sure. Calgary, red. Wow, really? Calgary, the Flames going with red because every other fucking color they've done is red? Carolina, gray. Up until, had they not done their last big thing being gray, I would have been but nah. Colorado, white. Well, I mean, they're the fucking Avalanche. What is Avalanche? Snow. White. Makes sense. Dallas, white. Kind of goes with it. Detroit, I'm just going to blow through this. Detroit, red. Makes sense. LA, purple. Montreal, navy. Nashville, navy. New Jersey, black. New York Islanders, white. Philly, black. San Jose, teal. Seattle, navy. Utah, blue. Vancouver, navy. Vegas, black. Washington, blue. Winnipeg Navy. So the big thing, evidently, a lot of fucking Navy is going to be happening. But
a lot of white too, more white than I want.
Yeah, a lot of navy, a lot of white, but the of note colors, Anaheim going with green. And you're like,
Oh,
what?
are they gonna bring back like the movie Ducks jerseys? That would be so cool.
Remains to be seen. Now, when I see that Anaheim is going with green, I'm sitting there going, does that mean jade? You know, like they didn't call purple, they called it eggplant. And they didn't call green or teal, they called it jade. So I'm wondering if that color means teal, jade, whatever. The another odd one that kind of sticks out, green for Chicago. Really? All right. Columbus going with gray. Now I look at that and I go, well, shit, that might be the best fucking deal they've ever come up with because, you know, over the last 25 years, if we're being completely honest, Blue Jackets jerseys suck. They're right up there with Minnesota. So maybe a gray is the way they need to go. Edmonton going with a black version. Again, another one where you sit there and go, Edmonton black? Okay, fine,
I dig
whatever.
I like it.
Now, Florida going with pink. I cannot wait to see what happens.
I want a Pink Panther jersey.
Dude, I am so down with a Panthers
Pink Panther jersey.
Like
I love
Pink
it.
Panther, like it just screams like, how have we not done this in the last 25 years, right?
Yeah.
So I'm down with that. Well, shit. What didn't Colorado beat the Panthers in 95, 94? No, 95, 96?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there for the it was
Yeah.
The Colorado,
Panthers, I think their third year in the league. They
beat Florida the first year that they were in Colorado.
Yes.
So anyway, then you have Minnesota black. Well, what the fuck is that going to like? Is it the stream coming out of the fucking mouth of whatever it is going to suddenly be black? I don't know what that is. The New York Rangers black. Good luck. Ottawa black.
Ottawa black's fine. They've had plenty of black jerseys.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Navy, and I'm like, oh, so you're gonna take the baby blue version and just make it navy?
What are we doing,
whatever.
buddy?
St. Louis black, Tampa Bay black, and my all-time favorite, Toronto beige. Let's be honest, that's off-white. It's not beige. It's fucking off-white. It's going to be Toronto trying to do some sort of off-white, like this is what white was 100 years ago.
Sepia,
dude. Sepia. It's either way, dude. The other thing is the info has been dripping out over the last 3 months. The NHL really needs to get a lockdown on this shit because I will tell you, I heard about this shit like 3.5 months ago.
right?
And I've been seeing people talking about it on Reddit and different platforms for the last, 6, 7, 8 weeks. So it's like, hockey, get your shit together. And then the other thing that was a big deal over this week on social media is HTR, or for what you people don't know, is called Hometown Remix. And if you're a baseball fan over the last couple of years, you have heard of the City Connect version of a jersey. Well, evidently, hockey is doing a different version of that called the Hometown Remix that will begin next season. And again, this is something that I heard about like 3.5 months ago, and I went, bullshit. And here we go. And the thing that really gets me as a Sharks fan is I run it back almost 9 years ago, not 10 years ago, 8 years ago. You have the 2018 Stealth that when Erik Karlsson came out, during a preseason game wearing it and look at me and blah, blah, blah. So you have the Stealth. Then there was in 22, just a year and a half later, you have 30th anniversary of their heritage, not the 25th, the 30th anniversary. Then, also that same year, Reverse Retro 1.0. So we're already 3 in from 2018. Then you have the 2022 Evolve. Boom, boom. Because you have home, you have away.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 2023 Cali Finn. 2025 Heritage 2.0 that they rolled out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll add in a rumored Cali Finn replacement because evidently this, from all reports, is the last year of Cali Finn. Then you throw in the fucking hometown remix that every team is getting next year and the rumored replacement for Cali Finn. So over the course of 9 seasons, you basically have 10 new jerseys, which is more than the previous 25 seasons combined. I'm just saying that, run it back. Go look at baseball, football, basketball, and you throw in the fucking do we really need a new jersey every fucking season? I understand you want to make money.
That's
get
what's
it.
it. Jerseys sell like crazy.
Oh, it's just so much. All right, so I'm just throwing that out there. The Olympic rosters were named. Obviously, Wennberg and Celebrini are in the house.
Yeah.
Eklund certainly fucking pulled that, like, he took that shit personally. Is there anybody else for you that was just like, really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not from the Sharks. Like, I think Pavel Regenda probably is on Team Slovakia. They haven't named it yet, but like, I think from like the Sharks, I think everyone, like, it kind of went the way I expected it to go. Celebrini absolutely deserves to be on Team Canada.
Are you very much kind of like, you know what? Eklund does have a point to fucking be.
You know
be
what?
Mad.
Yeah, but also like,
yes, but no, fuck that guy.
yes, but no, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think Eklund's had a particularly great season so far.
All right.
Like, let's go through the line, right?
No. Points wise, like offensively, I don't think he's had,
Porter Martone.
Season.
Fuck yeah, sorry.
But on the back end, playing defensively, I do think that Eklund has had a pretty good 41 games where he's been very good on the back check. He's gotten back when other guys fucked up. I think he has done well on that.
Yes. So I
but
like
that,
Eklund.
and that's something that
here's the problem.
is not measured in any metric.
You know what? I think they look at too though. Eklund. You know who leads the team in plus minus on the negative side? It's William Eklund at minus 19.
He's a minus 19.
He is
Are you
a
serious?
minus 19.
Yikes. That's a huge.
Where, like,
okay,
in
everything
comparison, Eklund Celebrini is a plus 13.
Okay, so everything I said to you about 5 seconds ago,
no, I love William Eklund, man. I think the world of William Eklund. But I think when you're looking at the Olympic team and you're looking at guys,
yeah,
and especially like, again, you want to say plus minus is a terrible stat, fine, but he is the worst on the team. Macklin Celebrini is a plus 13.
Oof.
Right? So it's not like everyone's down. It's not like Macklin Celebrini is the worst of a terrible pile of shit.
No, I feel you.
Like, and I do think, like, if someone gets hurt, like, I think Eklund will be up there. I love William Eklund. I think the world of William Eklund. But am I shocked that Sweden left him off?
He's got that ridiculous plus minus. Like, I can understand, because again, I like what he brings to the Sharks defensively.
Sure.
I feel like he's good on the back check. I feel,
and he gets put out for tough minutes.
Yes.
I will give him that.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Now, again, to what you are saying, it really speaks to, the people, the couple of people that constantly sit there, oh, plus minus is a bullshit stat. And the whole thing is like, when it's +2, +3, -2, plus, yes, I would agree. When it's +13 or -12, no, it's not a bullshit stat.
Fuck.
Oh, Jerry in the house.
Jerry, $5 super chat. Thank you, Jerry, for the donation. I'm just joining the show. Thanks for the great coverage as usual. I look forward to revisiting the first Barca later. Yeah, man, good show. Oh, painful.
So anyway, it's just, yeah, that's something that I feel like we could probably, like, it's one of those things that I swear to God, hey, Ian, do you feel like just like talking live on YouTube like every fucking day at like 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m., you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. The other thing I want to finish before we get the fuck out of here. I don't know for the people that are watching us live, but any of you who might be part of the Twitterverse, I have noticed for whatever goddamn reason. And Ian, once we're done with this, maybe you want to go take a look. It's evidently like over the last 5, 6, 7 days, it's been a big fucking deal that any female that posts a photo of themselves, whether it doesn't even matter what they're dressed up as. It's a bunch of random assholes saying, hey, Grok, post this same photo, but of them in a bikini. That seems to be the biggest thing. Post this photo of that person in a bikini.
This is why social media is evil. Like this is...
Yeah, no, this is absolutely why social media needs to fucking end. But I'm looking at it, seeing all these fucking, desperate douchebags, like, oh, I want to see this girl in a bikini. Hey, but like not even recognizing the fact that it's just kind of like, do you understand this is all like fucking AI. This is like none of this shit is real. And I'm very much kind of like, if you really want to have fun with this ridiculously stupid nonsense, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get on whether it's fucking Puck Guy, whether it's fucking Ian Reed, whether it's who's that douchebag that lives in Vegas now? Oh, Hockey Jerk? Fuck that guy. I'm going to find photos of all those assholes, and I'm going to say, hey, Grok, put these photos, I want these photos of Ian and Eric and Hockey Jerk, and I want all of them to be wearing a fucking Vegas Golden Knights jersey.
Brutal.
Exactly. Like, you look at it right now. I'm going to fucking take a screen cap of this. You see that beautiful fucking Team Canada jersey in the background. I'm going to be like, yeah, change that into a fucking Vegas Golden Knights jersey. Like, that's what guys would do. But these girls are like, oh, put this bitch in a bikini and blah, blah. No, all the guys are like, yeah, make that 49er fan a cowboy fucking fit, That's what I'm looking for, bitch. That's what, like make this guy who fucking just loves hockey, make him a soccer fan. It's not going to work. I love it. So, anyway, let's get the fuck out of here, bro.
let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Oh, what's happening this week? So,
what is happening this week?
Yeah, Columbus, LA, Dallas, Vancouver, Vancouver. No. Vegas.
Vegas.
There you go.
Takeover. Yes.
Let her rip, baby.
Yeah. Columbus last in the East, but they've won their last 3. LA is 4th in the Pacific. They are tied with the Sharks currently. They've lost their last game. The Dallas Stars are 2nd in the Central with a 25-7-7 record, which is just ridiculous until you look at Colorado's record and go, oh, it's nothing. They've lost their last 2 in overtime. And then the 2nd in the Pacific, overtime fucking point merchant, Vegas Golden Knights, 2nd in the Pacific, 17-9-11. They've lost their last game. That is a takeover. I believe I am actually going to do that one.
Shit. For next week.
Yeah.
Well, and now what should also be, see, this is the weird goddamn thing. When we talk about the schedule coming up for the Sharks, I put it in the notes. Really weird scheduling. So coming up, the Sharks have 2 days off, then they play back-to-back. So fuck it. So they're going to host Columbus, then go to LA. Then they're off 2 days. Then they're going to host Dallas, and then the next day host Vegas, which, as you just heard, perhaps Ian will be here. Perhaps he won't. Then 3 days off. Then they head out east. My bad. Washington on the 15th. Detroit on the 16th. And then off for 2 days. And then it's at Florida. Where the fuck? What's that? Sunrise, right? Somewhat close to Miami, but it's on the southern part of Florida. So Sunrise, they're gonna play the Panthers, and then at Tampa the next day. Then they're off 2 days. Then they host New York. Then off for 3 days. Then they go up to Vancouver. Then Edmonton. Then Calgary. It's just such a ridiculous stretch after today. It is so fucking stupid. So I can't wait to see how that shit fucking ends up. I cannot wait, because I've never seen that in the history of any team where it's like back-to-back games off for 2 or 3 days. Back-to-back games off for 2 or 3 days. Back-to-back games off for 2. It's so fucking weird. And then they're off for literally 3 fucking weeks because of Olympics. Jesus. Anyway.
Yeah. So Czech Republic has beaten Canada, so it'll be the Czech Republic playing Sweden for gold and Canada playing the Finns for bronze, which isn't a real medal.
Fuck
it's just not. Fucking hell. The Czechs, man, like, credit to the Czechs. They have been Canada's kryptonite for fucking, like, this is the 3rd straight tournament I think they've been Canada's kryptonite. I don't even fucking know at this point. I'm frustrated. It'll be interesting now. Obviously, I'm fascinated to see what the Sharks are going to do with Michael Misa when this tournament's over. I think he's going back to junior.
Okay, see, now this is the thing we need to talk about before we get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
What are the Sharks going to do when
Michael Misa is going back to junior?
Okay, but what about everybody else when everybody else is healthy? I mean, you've got Nick Leddy. We're 41 games in. How many games has Nick Leddy played? Like 12? Yeah. Like, why the fuck is he still here? And then you look at what Chernyshov has done.
I think that's why Misa's going back junior, because Chernyshov's playing every game. I don't know why they.
What about everybody else?
I don't know.
That is my biggest fucking, like, holy fuck, what are the Sharks going to do? And that, to me, my friend, is why I'm sitting there going, perhaps we need to start a contest where we go, Who
Who
is
goes
the
where when?
first? Yeah, like who is the first one that gets the fucking what is the Spanish archer elbow? Who
It's
the
Michael
fuck?
Misa. Michael Misa's not coming back.
Okay, but now here's the thing. Well, okay, good point, but it has to be a person that gets the elbow, but is also out of the franchise. Like Misa,
Yeah, Misa's not going. I think he's going back to juniors because I think
exactly.
because I think he just needs to play at this point.
Sure.
And he's not going to play in San Jose. And I think with a guy like Igor Chernyshov coming in, and Igor Chernyshev's not getting the kitty gloves. He's playing every game. There's no development plan with Igor Chernyshov. He's just playing.
Completely agree.
Right?
But that's the whole thing, is that there might be somebody that gets fucking moved. And it was like, oh my God, he didn't even play. He's never played a game with the Sharks at all.
Oh, it'll be someone dumb that we don't expect. Like people are going to be like, oh, it's going to be Nick Leddy's not going anywhere.
So what I'm hearing from you is we're not going to play that again.
Well, I just don't think it's gonna. I think people are going to scream at people that they want to be gone, but
You are correct.
I think that they're going to be disappointed when those are not the guys that are going to be gone.
You are correct. So with that, I'm gonna fucking let me dial into the. I'm not. Oh, you know what? Enjoy next week, everybody, because I don't think Ian or myself will be here because
much the week off.
It is following Sharks versus Vegas. So I feel like next Sunday is going to be one of those awesome. I don't even know what they call that.
It's going to be an After Dark, is what it's going to be.
Yeah, After Dark. So Eric Cura and whoever. So either way. Ian, virtual high five.
Yeah. All
right. Yeah. Boom. We're out of here next week.
So Felix said something here, and I just want to hit it quick, and then I'm going to get us out of here. I promise. Yeah. He said Europe hockey has been giving North American hockey fits all world juniors. Here's the thing about the check, and this was pointed out to me in the Discord to me, so I don't want to take credit like this is my original idea.
But go look at my pussy.
Go look at where all those people on that Czech team play. They all play in North America. Like they all, this is not a bunch of guys from like the Swedes and the Finns are obviously really good, but they play in their own league. The reason why the Czechs have, in my opinion, and it's been bared out again, like this is not my original thought. This was pointed out to me, and then it's like, yes, that explains it, because these guys, all those guys, come over and they play here.
Anybody want to talk to my pussy?
Jesus Christ! Okay, now we're getting out of here.
Look at my pussy.
All right.
Pussy, she's such a good pussy. Look at how cute my pussy.
All right. In case you want to watch this again,
nobody would.
Or anything else. No, this show's way too long. Everyone's gonna look at the time and be like, nope. If you want to watch this again, you can always find us on YouTube. Obviously, if you like what we do, hit subscribe, hit the like button. If you want to go super hardcore, you can hit the bell, be notified whenever we go live, which is after every game, Sunday at 6 o'clock. And after news breaks, we will generally fix it. If you would prefer this in an audio format, you can find this anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google, whatever the hell it is now these days.
Fuck them bitches.
Fuck them bitches, right? And everything we do, you can find at tailtownusa.com. If you are watching this after the fact and we got something wrong or you want to leave a comment, do that below. That always helps. I always read them. I try to respond when it's appropriate. It helps us out in the algorithm. It helps when people are looking for Sharks content that it will come up into their feed, and that is super awesome.
When it's inappropriate, that's when I respond.
Yes. And that's it. Appreciate you guys being here. We will see you on the next one, I guess, after whatever game's next. I already forget. It's Columbus. Good night.
Nobody cares.